What's going on, people? Welcome back to another episode of Live Palace News. I'm joined by T, as always, to discuss all the latest with Palace. As always, if you do enjoy the content, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to not miss out on future Palace videos. And if you have any questions, any thoughts about the stuff about through in the live comment section, if you're watching as well, leave down your comments in the comment section down below. T, how you feeling, man? You looking fresh as always?
Smart. Man. Trying to keep it educated.
You always got it on lock, man. You always got it on lock. Always looking smart, man. Look, we're going to talk about the preview in a different video after this. After this recording, we're going to jump onto that. So that'll be out tomorrow if you're watching this on the day. And potentially if you're watching this the day after, it might already be out, the preview. So we'll talk about Liverpool then. But it was kind of funny seeing Liverpool just quickly. It was kind of funny seeing Liverpool just go 2-0 up and then lose 5-2. It was like, for 20 minutes, Liverpool were back.
Self-destruct, apparently.
Yeah, for 20 minutes, Liverpool were back until Real Madrid decided to turn up. Now, I'm not saying we got Benzema. We got flipping John Philippe Mateta up front. It's not going to be the same impact, but and we got Jeffrey Schlupp starting on the left rather than Vinicius Jr. But it'll be.
So that means we can do what, maybe 3-2? Not
yeah,
5.
I'll take the 3-2. But we'll talk about Liverpool in the match preview. That's a little spoiler alert ahead of the game. But look, let's talk about Palace news because that's the point of the show. But what should we start with? Let's go on reverse today. Let's start with Tyrick. According to reports in The Athletic, Tyrick Mitchell is set to be back for the game against Liverpool. That's positive, T. We won't talk about this too much because we've got a preview, but that's positive to see because Richards came on at left back. He's not left back, and we desperately need cover in that area.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that should have been addressed by now. I mean, we saw what it was like for us when we did lose Tyrick for a span of games. So it's one of those things. Like I really hope that it's on the list for us in the summer to not even just cover, man, competition. Like I don't want to just bring in somebody who's just gonna be his backup. It's like, bring in somebody who's gonna push him, somebody's gonna compete against him. Because I think part of the reason why we haven't seen the best from Tyrick is because he's not being pushed in his position in training. You know what I'm saying? He's the guy over there, and it's could make it to where he's gotten complacent, to where he's not really pushing forward to be better.
Yeah, well, his backup should be Adam Roller. Now, you watch academy football more than I do, but I'm just surprised he's been completely out of the equation. Ever since that Coventry return, it seems like Vieira isn't really keen on putting him even on the bench. I can't remember the last time he was on the bench. So I don't know. In the summer, yes, we could get another left back, but then if you get another left back, what does that mean for Adam Roller? We're gonna have Tyrick Mitchell, +1 plus Adam Roller. Is that gonna work? I found it interesting. I don't know.
It seems like whatever it is, whatever Coventry has said about the reason why he was returned or anything, like he's just not ready yet. You know what I mean? And maybe that's what Vieira feels, and maybe it is a situation where we bring in somebody else to provide competition and cover, and Teo goes out on another loan next year, to a more suitable side. I mean, maybe.
Why not now, though? Sorry to cut you off. Why not in January?
I don't know.
The whole situation about Teo is confusing. Why did he not go out on loan in January?
I don't know. Maybe it just wasn't a priority at that point with what we were trying to do. I don't know. You would think he would. You know what I'm saying? I think it would have been better for him because I don't know. Maybe that the jump to the championship right away for him was a little bit too much. If you look at some of our other guys who we hold in high esteem, the Jazz Rocksakis of the world, he's in League One. You know what I'm saying? They threw Teo straight down to the championship, and maybe he just wasn't ready for that level yet. So, but yeah, you have a very interesting point with the fact of why didn't he go back out on loan? And I don't know, maybe they're trying to protect his psyche for a little while. Maybe they want him to come back to the academy and try to build up his confidence leading into the summer before he goes out. You know what I'm saying? It's a it can be a delicate process for a kid that age, man. You don't want to completely wreck his confidence because you don't want him to go out on a second loan in 1 year and then not get the time, not get the opportunity to play. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they're protecting the psyche a little bit.
Yeah, Jude says step up from Premier League 2 to Championship was a bit too much of a jump for Adam Roller. Teo probably got recalled for not being good enough. Perhaps it changed Vieira's confidence in playing him. He barely stayed at Coventry. That's the thing. It's not like he played at Coventry and then all of a sudden he wasn't good enough. He didn't have the opportunity there, so it's just been a bit confusing. But
Coventry was playing. They were in the relegation spots.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe that was it. Maybe they didn't have the opportunity to gamble on a young guy playing week in and week out, and they're just trying to survive and stay up. So I don't know.
All I know is these questions need to be answered in the summer.
Yeah, absolutely.
They need to be answered because you can't go another season by just having Tyrick Mitchell as a starter, because even when he's playing good, he has injury concerns. He's had injuries since he's been at Palace. So we desperately need another number 2. And whether that's Adam Rolla or another left back, I guess we'll see. But yeah, we can't be having these, Richards playing left back, because Richards ain't even a fullback. And I know we want to play him as right back, but he's not left back. He might be a centre back and a right back more than a left back. That's like the last option to play him in the back line. But look, we'll see what happens with the left back position anyways. But it's good news. Good news that Tyrick is back for the Liverpool game, because we're going to need him there. So yeah, that's according to the Athletic anyways. And Ellis says the same thing I brought out his comment earlier. Yeah, he 100% needs competition. He looks too comfortable. And that's with every position. I mean, apart from Wilf maybe, because we know his qualities. But if you don't have competition, you're not going to get the best out of players, because what are they worrying about? Like, literally, what are they worrying about? What is there to worry about if someone's not behind you and pushing for you to push on?
And
so
I think that's part of why you see all these teams that are at the top that are competing in Europe, because you've got 2 guys in every position that are fighting each other for that spot week in and week out. So even when one isn't playing in the Premier League, you've got another guy that's performing in Europe for the team. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's part of building your depth. You got to build your depth. You got to breed competition, and it's going to give you a better result on the pitch.
Yeah. Sharaf asks, what's happening with Ferguson? He's been out for so long. Well, I think he's back in training. But
he played 45 minutes. He played 45 minutes yesterday in that.
Yeah, he played the other day. Yeah, for the youth
against Manchester United. Right side center back.
Yeah. So even when he's back, he's playing centre back. So it's not really going to help.
Yeah, which is my thing. Like, I don't think they see him as a fullback.
One thing that I do know is depth in centre half. We're fine. We are fine. I mean, if you're playing 4 at the back, you have Anderson, Gahey, Richards, and then Ferguson could be also another option. We're fine in that area. We're fine. So that's the positive. But yeah, we do have to strengthen in other areas, and we desperately need it soon as well. Sharaf says that's huge. I've never seen him play live. I've seen him play live by about 5 minutes at Tottenham away, which is sad, man. It's sad for the guy as well. It's not like he wants to be injured. You get it? We talk about him not being featured. He wants to be injured. I'm pretty sure he wants to play at the Premier League level, and he hasn't had the opportunity. But then again, I think his contract is running out soon. So let's see what the club do with him.
I'm really interested to see what they decide to do with him.
Because the club before, with the likes of Conor Wickham, we did keep players that were injury. And I guess that's due to the club knowing about their personal lives and trying to, help them like that. But then again, I wonder if the club make a business decision, whether they look at Nathan Ferguson, see that he's been out injured and that it'll be harsh if we get rid of him. I'm not too sure. I wonder what decision the club makes, because his contract is running out relatively soon. But look, let's move on to the second bit of news today, and that is on the Celtic forward that we spoke about last week. Was it, T? Yeah, it was last week. Yeah, Kyogo Furuhashi. Hopefully I pronounced that right. And he spoke about his future at Celtics. So there's a report out today which said that the move is in doubt because of what he said. But then I looked into what he actually said, and he said the following. He said, I want to be successful as possible with this club. My focus is only on Celtic to be able to have the best possible success for the club. At any point, I don't know if you've seen the quote. There's more he spoke about. But at any point of that quote, I never saw any hint saying that I'm not leaving Celtic. He just said the normal PR stuff, didn't he?
Mm-hmm. And that's what it sounds like.
What's wrong with him saying I want to be successful as possible with this club? He didn't say, oh, I'm leaving Celtic. He said my only focus is Celtic. We hear that with every footballer. We hear Hamada that literally joined the club. Remember, he was meant to be staying at over in Germany before we signed him. So I don't think this means anything. And that's according to the Herald as well over in Scotland. That was the source for them quotes. But look, I said it before. Regarding this player, he's got experience. He's looking very good in Scotland, but we've seen it with the likes of Edouard, and not that Edouard has been a failure, but then it doesn't translate straight away to the Premier League. But look, there isn't much for me to add about this other than it's not a doubt. There's nothing about this that has said that it is a doubt that he didn't say he's not going to come Palace. There's nothing like that.
No, he did it the right way. He doubled down his commitment to the club, and that's the smart thing to do because now it's just the club has to deal with the rumors now, not him. You know what I mean? So I get it. It was a very professional thing for him to do, and you go forward. But the media will take it as, oh, he's committed to Celtic, and it's
I think their headlines were a bit off. When you read the quotes, it doesn't.
Yeah, the headlines were saying, oh, he's going to stay at Celtic. He's not interested and things like that. So.
And then also he said that he's aiming to score 30 goals this season. Like the guy is red on form. We're talking about a player that's going for 30 this season. So of course his focus will be at Celtic because everything's working out. Mm-hmm. And then we'll see in the summer. But then again, I remember when we talk, he's a different option to our forward players. Very different to Mateta and even to Edouard to regard. So he would offer something different. But then again, there's no panic mode just yet. He spoke about his future. I know I've seen the headlines as well. There's nothing about them quotes that indicate that he said, I'm written off Palace. He just said, I'm focusing on Celtic. Yep. But look, if you have any questions, send them through, just general Palace chat. Send them through. We'll read out some of your questions before we go off air. But I know there's a few right now. There's one about that's coming from Jude. He's asking, would you give Ferguson a new contract? Personally, no. This is so hard. And the reason why I say it's hard is if you're talking about in the football perspective, I don't think anyone would disagree that, I wouldn't be upset if he moved on because he hasn't contributed to Palace because of his injuries. Mm-hmm. But I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. I don't know about his personal life. I don't know about why these injuries are reoccurring. I'm not a doctor. I mean, I'm not going to be able to tell you, oh, this is a reoccurring injury, this and that. Like, I don't know about his injury history like that. But in a football perspective, no, I wouldn't. But then again, I'm not too sure. Honestly, T, for you, where do you stand with this? Because it's easy to say, no, I wouldn't give him a new contract. But then it's just bigger than just giving a new contract. I don't know what's going on personally. I don't know if you can contribute next season as a depth option. I included Ferguson there as one of the centre-back options potentially next season.
If you're thinking about like some of the aspects of what this signing looks like or keeping him looks like, it looks like you're keeping a young guy who has some decent experience at high levels of football, and he's not on crazy wages. He's on pretty low wages too. I'd probably give him a 1-year prove it deal. Where maybe even like a 1+1, where we have an option to extend them for a second year, where we're basically letting them know, hey man, you got to show us that you can stay healthy. Whatever that is, changing his diet or whatever that may be, whatever they feel is necessary for him to stay on the pitch. You know what I'm saying? You give him that 1-year deal and say, hey, prove it to us. Show us that you can be the player that we thought we were getting 3 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And if it's just that 1 year and it doesn't work out, you let him go. You know what I'm saying? It's not a Connor Wickham situation where he's one of the more well-paid guys on the team, and he's just constantly hurt year after year after year. Don't make it a saga. You know what I'm saying? I think you deal with it appropriately on the front end, nip it in the bud, and go from there.
I think that's fair as well. I think that's very fair. You give him a 1-year deal to prove himself. If he stays fit, then that's great. He can prove himself with maybe cup appearances. I know we haven't got that this season, but next season we'll be in a League Cup and a FA Cup. And, he can prove himself in that games. And if he doesn't be successful, if he doesn't stay injury-free within that year, then I think it's within our rights to say, fair enough, we gave you another chance. It didn't work out. Sorry, we have to move on. But even if we were to move on from him, it would be good to give him a year to prove himself. And even if it's not at Palace, then other clubs can pick him up. Yeah. But then again, I also understand when some people might not want us to renew his contract. But let us know what you guys think as well in the comment section. Would you like Ferguson's contract to be renewed if he stays, fit, which is a massive if, but would you like a year contract, what he said, or would you like us to move on from that player? Now, let's go and read some more comments. Sizwi, hopefully I pronounced your name right. I'm not great with names, I'll be honest. Don't care about Furu, give me Akpom. I'm not that much of a fan. Is it like 27, 28?
27 is just not having his first really good
season in the
season.
Championship.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would like someone a bit better. Someone a bit
Yeah,
better.
with a little
Young
bit
as well.
more ceiling for me. Yeah.
Big C says, "Yo T, off topic. How do you come about being a Palace fan?" I'm pretty sure you've answered this like a few times already.
I get it a lot, but
Yeah.
in short, I started watching Wilfred Zaha in 2014, and I was watching him play internationally around that time, I think. And I was like, "Who is this dude?" I love the way he plays, and found out he played for Palace. Started to research the club more. Found out that they were part of South London, and I knew a little bit about the population of South London, so I could really get with that. I love the fact that it was a family club, and just been cheering for Palace since then, man. So.
Yeah, I mean, you probably made the wrong one. There's so many other teams. You could have been success. You could have been a glory hunter.
Hey man, I'm not. I mean, I used to. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like when it came to ball like that. I was following like the Man Uniteds and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like, I didn't. It didn't feel like I didn't feel.
Yeah.
I didn't feel invested in a club like that. It felt easy to cheer for those guys. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and then when you made your mind up finally, it was Palace. It was Palace,
Yeah,
and that's due to Wilf. See, that's the impact of Will Fast, man.
Facts,
On and off the pitch.
Yep.
Jude says, I like Furuhashi and Alex Scott in summer. Seems like very both talented players here. We spoke about both of them. Alex Scott, even though the latest reports were that we're not willing to match his £20 million valuation. So we'll see what happens with that one. There's no update since then. Which forward is on your wish list for the club? Ooh, very good question. Wish list for the club.
Forwards.
There's too many forwards to pick from.
I haven't really been thinking about a lot of forwards, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I haven't as well.
I think a nice, easy, good option that wouldn't cost a lot would be Moussa Dembele from Lyon, because he'll be free in the summer. I think that'd be a pretty solid pickup. Another former Celtic forward. But I don't know. I'm trying to think. Any other forwards that has happened? Like I said, I haven't really been thinking about forwards a lot when it comes to bringing in guys, to be honest.
Yeah, I can't say it right now off my head. I can't like the one player that I've been watching on a sly is that Brighton forward, Evan Ferguson, I believe it is. He looks good, man.
The forward that I wanted before he got transferred in January was Terem Moffi from Lorient, but he's at Nice now. That's who I really liked. I like Terem Moffi a lot.
There's also Thuram from who does it play for in Germany? Marcus Thuram. He's out of contract.
Marcus Thuram, yeah. I think his wages are going to be the issue. Like,
and also he seems too good to be true for Palace. Like I
think if Thuram wouldn't have gone to the World Cup with France, I think the cost would have been a lot less. But since he ended up going to the World Cup and getting the chance to get in there and play, I think that kind of changed his value a little bit to be a little bit too high for us. And honestly, I think that's why he didn't get a move in January, was because they probably wanted too much for him, because he became a full-fledged World Cup international with France. So I don't know. We'll see. But that's another one. Like, he'll be free. You know what I mean? So
yeah, let's see. He's been linked with other clubs as well, I'm pretty sure. Mark says, how many players do we need in the summer? Will replacement, striker, right back, left back. I've been thinking about this. So if you're not asking me about realistically, if we're taking about realism out of this, I'll be honest. I don't know why the goalkeeper situation we spoke about before. I wouldn't mind another goalkeeper because Butland is leaving. So I wouldn't mind another goalkeeper, even though we got the likes of Joe there, Whitworth, and Goodman that could step up. But we need a right back, we need a left back, and if we're going for a left back, because we've got Adam Roller as the youth option, I would like someone potentially a bit more experienced, someone that is so-called better than Mitchell, someone that can push Mitchell like that, someone better than Mitchell on paper. So I'd like us to go for, if we're going for a left back, let's go for it. And let's try and get the best option there. Right back, probably one right back or two right backs, you can make that argument. Left back, the midfield is very hard because it's very confusing in terms of who plays where. So I'm thinking Luka Milivojevic is going to leave. Gyro is going to leave. And if those two are leaving, we've got Decore there.
MacArthur's
what happens with
probably
Lukonga?
going to retire. If you think about it, like we'll probably lose at
So
least
I'm
3.
taking out Mac out of the equation as well. So probably someone next to Decore, whether that can be Lukonga or someone better. I think in the number 10 spot, we are sorted there for the time being. I think Hamada can play that number 8 and number 10 role alongside with Ebbs. Another left winger, even if Will stays. We do need to strengthen in terms of depth there. And that might be one of the youth players. It might be the Raktaki that comes there and tries to play down the left-hand side or Ebiwe. So that could be an option there. But we'll see. And then striker, a goal scorer, someone serious.
I think my number is 5. My number would be 5, I think. Is what
I'm saying right back, left back, 100%. Another midfielder, backup left winger, striker. So 5 at least. Probably 5 at least.
That's my number.
But for UT,
that's my number. Positions? 5. Yeah, same positions. Right back, left back, midfielder. Particularly when we're talking about midfielder, 8 or 6 when it comes to midfield. 5 left winger or a winger who can play both. The guys that's 2-footed, a la somebody like Asar. I hate to bring that up because he's always but you're looking for what you're looking for that profile of player. You want the guy that
would he want to become a backup
both
though?
wings.
Would he want to become a backup to Wilf? I feel like Asar is more of a replacement for Wilf.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, I think if Wilf stayed and you bring in a guy like Sar, then maybe Wilf moves more into the center. You know what I'm saying? So
as a striker, but then again, it hasn't worked though, has it?
I mean
we tried it this year.
It hasn't worked. But part of it too, it hasn't worked because maybe we haven't had that solid of a left winger to complement him too. You know what I'm saying? Like, the problem is when you move your best left winger into being hopefully your best central forward, now you have to replace the left wing, and I don't think we ever really to find him that brought that type of quality to where people aren't focusing on Wilf so much. So I don't know. Who knows? I mean, but I think that you want somebody of that ilk possibly who's both-footed or is very good with both feet that can play on either wing. That type of versatility. But I mean, we definitely want to bring in somebody who can play on the left, though.
Yeah, 100%. And I think with the left, I can lean more towards the academy. I can, because we got so many players down the right. Just try to convert one of them to the left, literally.
Does JKG play on the left?
Yeah, he does. Remember, he played on the left, and the only watch along we've done this season.
I wouldn't be upset with that either.
What was it? Papa John's against Bristol Rovers or something like that. He played on the left. So yeah, potentially he can as well. But then again, are these players good enough for first team football? That's what I'm saying. This summer is massive for this. I feel like that's why I'm excited. Come on, English. Excited about the summer. Because this season is basically written off. It's just written off for me. We've got so much business to do in the summer, and there's going to be lots to talk about, trust me. Edward scored 22 goals in 27 appearances for Celtic. I'd rather have under 23 to get a chance at striker. The only thing I'll say with that is I don't know who can step up to the plate right now to become a first-team striker under 23s at this current moment of time. But with Edward, I get it. I've said it as well myself. His decision-making has been poor, but let's not forget that he's our second highest goal scorer this season, which shows that even when he's off form, when he's playing that badly, he can still find goals. Like he's found goals for us this season. And I don't feel like we play to strengths. Because his decision-making is back. The way we
need to show more faith in Edward. Yeah, we need to show more faith in him.
Funny enough, when you look at stats, he was actually scoring goals. And then he got injured, I think. He got injured, and then the World Cup happened. And then after the World Cup, basically what you're talking about, a month or two, and then he's gone through the slump. Before the injury, he was scoring goals and getting assists. If you look at the numbers, he wasn't bad at all. But yeah, that's why I think it's more of a form thing rather than more of a class thing with Edward. I feel like he has got a bit of class for him, but he's just going through a bad run of form. Shuraf says, this is something I've seen with Palace. We just look so open a lot in fullback, in midfield, not noticed with other teams as much. Is this a system thing or something else? If you haven't noticed that, watch Liverpool play, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Liverpool probably... Well, funny enough, this is probably going to bite me, but we're facing on Saturday, but they are very open as well. I don't think... Well, it depends how you look at it. It could be a system thing because yeah, we tended, I don't know about you, T, but I thought we've gone more counter-attacking before the Brentford game anyways. Against Brentford, we were a bit more high-pressing, but I don't think it's really a problem in terms of being open a lot. I haven't noticed us being that open, but yeah,
No, I don't think,
do you think
like
that's the case?
we don't give up enough goals to be considered open. Like when we lose matches, like we're losing 1-0 a lot of times, or maybe 2-1. It's not like we're bleeding. We're not bleeding goals.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I wouldn't consider us open. Yeah, I wouldn't consider us open. I would consider us mistake prone a lot of times. We struggle in marking on crosses, things like that. Like that's where we struggle. But I wouldn't say we're defensively open at all. No, because we're pretty staunch when it comes to the majority of the matches. So
yeah, 100%. Look, let's wrap this up because we've got another show to record. That'll be out tomorrow, the match preview. So if you ever haven't already done so, I can't like, you know what's hard, T? When you can't speak and you're doing a video, like it doesn't help. It doesn't help, does it?
And
but look, the match preview is gonna be out tomorrow. Exactly. I'm out of form right now. I'm going through my own slump. Exactly. I'm going back on the bench. She's gonna take over the way I'm moving right now as of today. But look, we'll be talking about the match preview tomorrow. That should drop tomorrow. So if you haven't already done so, which was what I was trying to tell, subscribe to not miss out on that. And last few questions. Jude says, "Will you learn right sacking next season?" Off my head,
I would make the decision after preseason. I think I would make the decision after preseason.
I agree.
More than likely,
could Phillips work as a centre mid next season? Potentially preseason as well for me. Preseason as well. All the academy plays preseason. That's my answer for the academy plays. Let's see what they do in preseason.
Between him and
Ozo? Yeah, Ozo. Well, Ozo, I'm excited about him, I'll be honest. Edward problem is simple as shooting more. Funny enough, Ozo quickly, he can play as centre mid. He could be another, we don't potentially can be a backup option.
You might not need like he's the type
might
of
need
kid
one plus Ozo.
I think you got to blood him. If you blood him and you give him that experience, man, that kid's got something in him.
Yeah, and Shuraf says by open, I don't mean exposed, just a bit slow to react, and looks like we end up giving up a lot of space, even though we recover most times. Look, I don't know. I don't think that's really been the case for me, anyways. From what I saw, I don't think that's a problem for us. We've been relatively solid. We've been solid in that aspect. We were a bit worse before we reverted our system and went more counter-attacking. That's what I'll say about that. But yeah, I don't really see us giving up that much space. Anyways, but look, T, anything that you want to add before we go? Ready to go?
Man. No, ready. I'm good. Man.
All right, that's it from me and T for the live Palace news. If you're watching a replay, make sure to send your comments through to the not live comment section. I'm having a howl today, boy. Having a howl. Boy, I'm having a 3 out of 10. That's my player ratings for today. We talk about player ratings. That's my ratings for today. I'm having a 3 out of 10. I'm missing every type of pass on the field. But look, if you're watching a replay, leave down your comments in the comment section down below, not in the live comment section because you're watching a replay. But for everyone that's tuned in live, thank you. Really appreciate your support as always. Sorry we couldn't answer all of your questions. That's it from me, Auntie, and until next time, up the Palace.
Up the Palace.